in order. I'll ask for the agenda Oromocto Town Council meeting regular session Thursday, April 16, 2026 at 5:30 p.m. in the Oromocto Municipal Building. I'll call for a mover for approval of the agenda. Councillor Henry. Seconder, Deputy Mayor Mawini. Questions? All in favor? Contrary? Motion carried. I'll ask for disclosure of interest. There is none. Perfect. We'll move down to the mayor's comments. Just like to comment actually on Leo and Joe Longapi, the long-term members of the Oromocto Planning Advisory Committee, both there for 12 years. They did an exceptional job. They're dedicated, and we really appreciate it, and the town really appreciates all the work they've done. I also want to mention that Monday, May 11th is the New Brunswick municipal elections. And there's only one ward that's going to be involved in that, and that's Ward 3, Oromocto West. And there's 4 candidates running. So we want to make sure everybody in Oromocto West gets out and votes for that. All right. We'll move down to 5A, March 19th, 2026 regular session of council. March 19, 26 at 5:30 p.m. at the Oromocto Municipal Building. I'll call for a mover. Councillor Whalen, seconder. Councillor Daw. Questions? All in favor? Contrary? Motion carried. Move to 5B. The Oromocto special session enclosed, confidential. March 31st, 2026 at 7:15 p.m. at the Oromocto Municipal Building. I'll call for a mover. Councillor Carr, seconder. Councillor Von Richter. Questions? All in favor? Contrary? Motion carried. There's no petition, presentations, or delegations. So we'll move right down to councillor reports. We'll start with 7A, the Capital Region Service Commission, with 7A1, the Community Development Committee with Councillor Dahl.
Thank you, your worship. The community development had a Zoom meeting. I attended by Zoom on the 14th. It was a very interesting presentation. The youth crime prevention and Planet Youth was given by Autumn Locke at Justice of Public Service and Aaron Kelly, Public Health. They shared statistics on what is influencing youth crime in New Brunswick and an overview of Planet Youth, an international organization based in Iceland dedicated to supporting the health and well-being of young people through the approach to reduce alcohol and drug use. It shifts the focus from individuals to strengthening the entire community and from short-term fixes to long-term sustainability solutions. Planet Youth is currently being piloted throughout several parts of New Brunswick, I think 6. Lisa Moran then gave an update on ESIC and the region project, as well as an update on the homelessness response toolkit for the region that they're implementing. And she also mentioned that the grant writing workshop that was presented in Burton at the Lions Club had a good turnout and an excellent outcome. So very happy with that. And another project that's being presented in July is a poverty simulation called Living on the Edge. It sounds very interesting. It's a guided experiment that exposes participants to the realities of poverty. So it's sort of like a round robin type thing. They're going to be given an envelope and they're going to have the amount of money and they're going to have to buy groceries and pay their rent. And if the money's not there, then they're going to realize how far it does or doesn't go. So, and it's, so the guided experiment that exposes participants to the realities of poverty, including the challenges of navigating the complex world of government services and other essential providers. And then Kelly gave a quick update on the regional resiliency network that's happening, and their next meeting is scheduled for May the 12th.
Any comments, questions? Nope. Okay. We'll move down to 7A2, the Economic Expansion Committee with Deputy Mayor Mooney.
Thank you, Your Worship. Our meeting was actually canceled this month. Our meeting was canceled this month.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. We'll move to 7B, the Planning and Advisory Committee with Deputy Mayor Mooney.
Thank you, Your Worship. We did meet at the beginning of this month. We had, at the meeting, we welcomed 3 new members of the committee. And those members are Jonathan Cogger, Chris McMorrow and Linda Patterson. So they are three new members who are looking forward to starting their first mandate on the committee. We also considered one application from York County Cider to offer alcoholic beverages out of the small craft aquatic center, and it's for a 1 year period. The committee unanimously felt as though that was a good draw for that area of the community, and it will be something that would be very much welcome during the tourist season and during the summer season for people to go down to that area to enjoy the waterfront. So that was passed unanimously, and that was the extent of our meeting. So we meet again next month, business permitting.
Perfect. All right, we'll move to 7C, the library committee with Councillor Dodd.
Thank you, Worship. The Fayette Library meeting was held on the 24th of March. The library director, Christian Sheridan, went over her report for March. And I just wanted to draw attention to, during March break, all the programs that they ran were full and very successful. So the board is very pleased that the library is, all the things that are being offered are being taken up by the residents and not necessarily just town people, as we know outside. And that the job posting for the summer reading club coordinator is currently up at the library and on the Facebook page, and that Kirsten and Sarah were included in the consultation with the town and the architects regarding the new facility. And they're quite excited about it. Yeah, so that's that part of it. And then we went on to the business. We were updated on the new budget since there was some changes that happened with the New Brunswick libraries, and Christian sends that portion through for magazines. And then the board supported $1,000 purchase for the upcoming summer reading club. Of course, we're having a plant sale on May the 30th, as we have for the last 3 years, 10-1, and we're looking for donations of plants or cuttings. And there'll also be a bake sale. We tried it last year and it went over very well. And so they're going to try it again. The library trustees meeting is scheduled for October 24th in Shippagan, and this board can send 2 representatives. And we also participated in the second annual Oromocto cookie crawl on April the 4th. They sold, the committee that organized it, Galleria, sold 60 cookie boxes, and they went to visit 12 local and participating businesses, raising over $1,100 in support of Meaningful Connections Adult Daycare. That's where they decided to put the money this year. And the next library meeting is May the 26th. Just a little follow-up on that cookie crawl. It was real interesting to see the residents and the children and the people come through, and lots of them were dressed with hats and different paraphernalia for Easter. And several of the places had backdrops where they could take pictures, like Meaningful Connections and the Galleria and I forget the other place, but they were really cute. Like they put a lot of effort into it for the residents, and not just our Oromocto people, because there was a lady came with her family, and they were from the Fredericton area. She said she had read it on Facebook, and she wanted to be involved. Thought it would be something that the kids would enjoy, and everybody was just so into it. Like it was, I was impressed. I hadn't traveled around to the different components last time, but this time I thought I should. And yeah, it's a definitely good thing that Kim has come up with from the gallery. Like she's one crackerjack lady, I'll tell you. So anyway, that's my report on that one.
All right. We'll move to 7D, the Oromocto Area Chamber of Commerce with Councillor Dodd.
The Oromocto Area Chamber met on April the 8th. We just had a very quick meeting, mostly centered around the business awards, but the board was pleased to welcome new member Alexis Levesque of Nanosil, New Brunswick to the board. He's showing interest, and we think he'll probably join us. And discussion took place around social media and ideas for getting someone to help with Facebook and social media. Our social media posts and Facebook has taken off and lots of things, and we're trying to make it interesting for the chamber so that people want to engage into it. So now one of our members is finding that she really could use some help with that. So that's put out there. And the board is going to do a call up to the membership list to promote the ticket sales for the Business Awards dinner, and also the reminder for the live and silent auction items for drop off. And also the president Tanya is also very pleased that we continue to increase new members again this month. I think she said 5, but I'm not
I
totally
knew
sure.
this
And
month.
last month we had a nice increase, so
Wow.
we're getting there. And the Chamber's next meeting will be May 13th.
Perfect. Thank you. We move to the last one, 7E, the Oromocto Pioneer Gardens with Deputy Mayor Maloney.
Thank you, Worship. We held our regularly scheduled first meeting of the year yesterday. We talked about all of the things that you talk about. Remember, you opened a cemetery for the season, mainly centered around beautification in terms of getting fertilizer on the lawn, and they are open for regular operations in terms of columbariums. Not yet the digging of graves, but that should be coming very soon. So nothing huge of importance other than regular operations.
Right on. Perfect. All right, we'll move on to 8, the consideration of bylaws, and there isn't any. Number 9, the unfinished business, there isn't any. So we'll move down to 10, new business, and we'll start with the holiday relief firefighter hiring with Councillor Whaley.
Thank you, Your Worship. Be it resolved that the fire chiefs be authorized to hire 2 holiday relief firefighters, subject to the successful completion of their respective probationary training. I salute.
All for a seconder. Council Von Richter, questions? All in favor? Contrary, motion carried. Move to 10B, the RCMP District Service Assistant hiring with Councillor Henry.
Thank you, Worship. Be resolved that Springfield Fire be hired as an RCMP District Service Assistant effective 27 April 2026.
All for seconder, Deputy Mayor Maloney, questions? All in favor? Contrary, motion carried. Go to 10C, the Oromocto Boat Club Agreement with Councillor Dahl.
Thank you, Your Worship. Be resolved that the mayor and CEO be authorized to enter into a 4-year agreement, 2026 to 2029, between the town of Oromocto and the Oromocto Boat Club Inc. I so move.
Call for seconder, Councillor Whalen, okay. Questions? All in favor? Contrary, motion carried. Go to 10D, the audited financial statements with Councillor Carr.
Thank you, Worship. Be it resolved that the town of Oromocto audited financial statements for the fiscal year ending 31 December 2025, presented by T. Saunders Doyle Chartered Accountants at Council and Committee on 14th April 2026, be accepted. I so move.
Call for a seconder, Councillor Daw. Questions? All in favor? Contrary, motion carried. Move to 10E, the Fire Station 2 renovations with Councillor Murdoch.
Thank you, Worship. Be it resolved that council awards a contract for professional service for evaluation of Fire Station 2 expansion to ACRE Architects and CVCL at the cost of $40,000, $370 plus HST. I so move.
Call for a seconder, Deputy Mayor Maloney. Questions? All in favor? Contrary, motion carried. Go to 10F, the capital paving tender with Councillor Von Richter.
Thank you, Your Worship. Be it resolved that council awards the contract for asphalt resurfacing and contract curbing to Hogan Paving in the amount of $926,713.35 plus HST. I so move.
Call for a seconder, Deputy Mayor Maloney. Questions? All in favor? Contrary, motion carried. And the last one, 10G, Recreation Service Agreement with Councillor Deputy Mayor Maloney.
Thank you, Your Worship. Be it resolved that council directs the Chief Administrative Officer to propose options to the Capital Region Services Commission for facilitating a new regional recreational service agreement focused on program facilities. The agreement should eliminate outside user fees, improve administrative efficiency, ensure adequate revenue generation, and maintain affordability for Oromocto taxpayers. I so move.
Call for a seconder, Councillor Henry. Questions? All in favor? Contrary? Motion carried. And I'll call for an adjournment, so I need a mover.
Just as a point of order, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Just it being the last council meeting in April, I think it would be fitting to have on record that the town thanks Councillor Daw and Councillor Henry for the years of service to the town.
Well, I was gonna do that in May, but we can do that. We give them another month. Yeah, well, that's a great idea, but yeah, totally agree. So,
We wouldn't meet again, now, would we? We have a meeting before the election?
Not before your worship, but we will have a meeting in May.
yeah, she'll still be here in May because
We
they're
can
term
convene.
done.
That's right. I knew that, they finished them up, yeah. I
Yeah.
forgot.
So I'll call for a mover for adjournment. Councillor Carr, seconder, Councillor Murdoch. Questions, all in favor? Contrary, motion carried. We're on long days. I had a hard time